For the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order. But we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention and what do we want, and we tried to make it as deep. It's got a lot of scope.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
This guy. Nice. Yeah, look at you too.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can wishlist it on Steam. We all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more during E3. And
doing it right now.
Yeah, very soon.
Fantastic.
Desperate to get it out there.
Yeah.
And people to play it.
As soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage.
I fucking
Once again,
love
Telling
this
Lies.
game.
I'd rather watch.
You stream it, we watch.
Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep
No
telling
shark
me
suit?
I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favorite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged
Warframe.
by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Warframe. I'm getting a drink.
What? Oh, come on.
You played Warframe before?
I played Warframe, yeah.
I played Warframe, fucking stupid game.
Every time I play a little bit, I go through all the content and then fine. It's always fun.
Dude, I fucking pay to win this game. It's so hard to get something just by playing.
Did I miss anything?
No.
Also, did the subtitle guy just go to sleep?
No, it's music. Did you see the music things?
Oh. Not a big fan of Warframe.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real, because, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the space ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
And when are fans going to get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come
Next
watch it
game.
online on Twitch. We're going to be showing
Next
a lot more in
game.
our keynote for what Empyrean is going to be.
Well, today I get the feel for the suit, so
like
what's the deal with that
this.
sweet-looking Necros Prime? How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it. But hopefully you stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based jazz odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blown my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
What? What?
I don't know.
What? What?
What?
Yeah.
Congrats, Mr. Reckless.
Is that an art game?
I
That
don't
looks like
know.
an indie art game. Play saxophone.
Puzzle game? Probably.
They try way too hard to be so weirdly mysterious, man.
Oh. I guess it's like an adventure art puzzle game. Just give me Grim Fandango back.
Singerita, Singerita.
Thank you, Cuckoo Man, for the 4.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks.
6-year-old escaping a monastery.
Western-inspired project from the studio.
Reminds me of my
just
own
looking
childhood,
for-
actually.
You know, he had... What?
A 6-year-old escaping a monastery.
He's just...
Just like real life, dude.
Could
Too
they
real.
not find a better theme, please?
Too real, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude!
It reminds me of Tales of Two Brothers.
Why is this a stealth game?
Oh, nice.
It's more of adventure
Sekiro.
puzzle game, isn't it?
Sekiro.
It's Sekiro? Oh.
Sekiro.
Sekiro 2. I mean, did they just show the whole game? No.
What the fuck? Now you...
It's fun.
Not my type of video games that I like. Style looks cool. Everything else looks kinda meh to me.
Stealth game. I like the name though.
El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final
Baldur's
guest
Gate
tonight,
3!
please join me in welcoming
Is it?
from Larian
Yes.
Studios.
Yes, it is! Baldur's Gate!
And from Dungeons and Dragons at Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons and Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate
Oh, shit.
3. Yeah!
That's some shit.
Shut the fuck up!
Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, yeah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons and Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. And he says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? I said, yeah, of course I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you, Mike?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city, because we start with the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we would call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's as far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which
Fifth edition.
Great. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what works really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well because it is a video game and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, "Well, I want to do this."
Yeah.
And then the
I
game
want to
master
start a fight with a pigeon, and he's like, "Okay, roll for dexterity."
Sure. Exactly. That's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game, but we've gone very, very far.
Yeah. I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game?
Well, I could, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
It's just an example, this is fine, we're just talking,
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside of the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you
This chat voting Skyrim needs to be
really
purged.
what it comes down to is providing the story support. We think of Dungeons & Dragons, the universe of D&D.
Divinity.
It's like a toy box for
I voted
D to go into and build their own
I'm pretty
stories.
sure it's Dragon
Working
Age
with
2.
Larry and working with
It's
Ben, a lot of it was
fixing
just
itself a little
opening up
bit.
that toy
I didn't
box
play
and
a single
sharing
game
it,
of
and
that.
giving that kind of guidance. Like I remember one of our first meetings, we just
I'll
laid
play
out a
Divinity
map of
with you
Baldur's
if you want.
Gate and the Sword Coast.
I
And
don't
asking all the
like
questions like,
Divinity.
what kind of story do you want to tell? Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put into a game like this? And then in terms of the system support, what
free,
does it
try
mean
that
in
game.
terms of the story for each character? For each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about and on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one saga, all the different games coming together to tell one grand story of this city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
I think.
So this will give you a chance to check in
A
on
lot
the
of
city,
people are hyped
to
for
see
this
what's going
game.
on, its current state,
That
who
don't know the
movers and
series,
shakers are. We
but
also
they won't
feature a
get into it
complete
at all.
levels 1 to
Like, it's-
13 campaign that takes you from the means
very
of
niche
Baldur's Gate to the
genre.
depths of hell
Yeah.
itself. And sort of pose
It's
to the
not that
players
niche
a question,
It
do
is,
you want to
it is.
redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right in players' hands to make that choice.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's
What do you
question on
mean,
a lot of
compared
people's
to,
minds.
like,
Can you
the
talk
second
to us
game?
about expected
Second
release
game
time
is
range?
popular, but it didn't sell that much
Waiting
compared
for
to
it for a long
modern
time.
video games.
So you're going to have to wait a little bit more.
Because it's old.
When it's
Yeah,
ready.
exactly.
So we don't.
Yeah,
this
but
is
now
the
it's
game
gonna
that
be
we
new
want
and
to
hyped,
play, so
everyone's
we
gonna
want
buy
to make
this.
sure it's really, really good. And when that's the case, then we'll release it.
Well, I know a lot of people
Few
have been
RPGs are
waiting a
definitely
long
niche.
time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the
43
wait.
board
Gentlemen,
Thank you,
thanks so much for
SingSing.
joining me on
Like
the show.
43.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike, talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye.
I didn't understand the
Goodbye,
tabletop
guys.
thing. Was that for D&D?
Why are they
Or
leaving?
what?
Well, it's
No,
because the
they are
PC
using
gaming show
version
has
5
officially
for the game.
concluded. Let's
Yeah, of course,
bring up
but-
on the stage the fantastic Frankie
So-
Ward.
What
Hi,
about-
Frankie.
It was under
The
free-
tabletop thingy they were talking about, is it like a book for a D&D game? Or is it
The
like
rule
a...
set for the tabletop, and they're gonna try to translate as much of those
Guys,
rule sets into the
thank
video
you
game.
so much for
And they're
coming
using
out
a
to
5th
the
edition.
annual PC Gaming Show.
I saw what I'm talking about. Oh, whatever.
We want to give an enormous thanks
No,
to
they
all of
have
you
a
who
campaign.
tuned in live. We
Is
want
that
to,
what
of
you mean?
course,
The
thank
campaign
all
for
of you who
the
personally showed
prequel.
up this morning. And of
Yeah,
course,
but
the
that's in
sponsors who helped
tabletop.
make this
Wait.
possible. Epic Games
No
Store,
fucking
Highway,
video
Frontier, Funcom,
of Baldur's
Paradox,
Gate?
Interactive, Hovercast,
No,
Perfect
just that
World
trailer.
Rebellion, Tripwire, and
The one they had
SingSing.
before.
As you know, PC gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask, Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants
Oh, yeah.
included, so man-eater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins tomorrow.
It's not even
Big
past
shout out to all the
pre-alpha?
other press conferences. Hello again.
I actually
Drop
don't
Frames.
know
Good to see you 2 years in
how
a
long
row.
they've been working
We hope
on
you all
it.
have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games.
But
and
I
make some
imagine
friends.
it's
See you
a
next year.
2023
Bye-bye.
game.
Much. Goodbye.
This D&D 5th edition, I'm gonna make a wizard and fireball the shit out, one-shot everything. If I see a mind flare, I'm fucking running.
Have you actually played through Baldur's Gate? That shit goes wild, man. There's time stop and everything.
I have not. Oh, really?
Contingencies,
Dude,
yeah.
there is so... Dude, magic in Baldur's Gate is like actual magic. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want kind of magic.
Yeah, if it's from the D&D,
you
can do whatever the fuck you want.
Now it's your turn.
There's a lot of fucked up magic in Dungeons and Dragons.
On Intel Core i7.
The late game magic in Dungeons and Dragons are fucking wicked. Fucking black holes and shit.
Yeah, warriors are like, next level up, I'll get one more attack per turn. Wizards are like, I'll stop time and kill everybody before you can move. Before you can blink your eyes.
I remember being able to create like a fucking sphere called some tiny hut something, and nothing can pass through the fucking tiny hut, and we can rest there for like 1 or 2 days or something.
What is this game? Dying Light?
Looks like it.
I think so.
Looks like Dying Light 2, yeah.
Virus tore society apart, but I won't let it turn me.
Dying Light, cool game.
D&D is about imagination of the people playing. You can't put that into the game? Of course you can. You use the imagination of the developers. And some of them have very good imagination. Very good games have come out of it. Neverwinter Nights, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate, or examples.
Planescape Tournament?
You know how many fucking developers use D&D as their fucking inspiration? Fucking half of them probably.
And I am infected.
100% sure I couldn't imagine like something like Planescape Torment. So
Hell yeah! How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Ezekiel III. I'm here with my boy DJ Weed, but I'm also joined by Adrian and Chris from
DJ Weed,
and we're going to be talking about
Oh, yeah,
Dying
brother.
Light 2. And let me just say, that
What's his
trailer
name?
is
DJ Weed.
smoking up.
Not that kind of
I
weed.
absolutely
The other
love
weeds.
the first one.
The
There's
bread
so
kind of
many
weed.
great things, so many new and innovative things that I was looking for in action zombie-ish kind of games for a long time. You nailed it the first time. What do you got for us now?
Well, today we introduced the new hero, Aiden Caldwell, who is an infected in the city where everyone is infected.
Which, by the way, when the trailer first played, I was like, no, I don't think I didn't hear that right. Like, did he just say it was? I think I even turned to Zeke. Like, did he just say it was infected? So,
Yeah, he's infected.
I like
and
that.
It's not just the narrative element; it's also a gameplay element. That's he's infected. I can't tell you too much about that, but not only his parkour skills and combat skills would make him a powerful hero for the journey during the night. So for sure, the night could be an opportunity for the guy who's Aiden Caldwell.
I mean, I gotta imagine it's kind of like you know the old superhero stories. You get dunked in like toxic waste and you become this like really powerful thing. But you have like, is there like negative stuff that's like involved with that? And that's the thing. Like we told you backstage, it's okay to tell us. You
We
can't
saw
tell
the
us.
bracelet, which I assume has some element of what is going on. So I don't know what you can
There's
reveal, but
definitely
you've
something
given
with
us
this.
some.
There's definitely something with biomarker of the infection, and it's definitely
That guy in
gives
the middle
something
looks so fucking
to
high
Aiden
right now.
Caldwell.
Okay.
That's because
so
next
there's
to
so
DJ
many
Weed.
questions. Like I asked Twitter, I was like, "Hey guys, what do you guys want to know?" And
Oh,
I just
Weed.
got bombarded. And
I want
I just
DJ
want to let
Weeb.
you guys know right out of the gate, there's a lot of stuff that is going to be surprise. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we can't touch on, but one of my favorite things in the game is the weapon system, the weapon crafting and stuff. Is there like I'm sure there's going to be that's going to be in the game, but can you tell us if there's going to be like some new stuff? Or?
Well, there'll be a lot of new weapons in the game. For sure, the weapon crafting will
Smash
be a
the
bit
head.
reworked because we
Fuck yeah.
changed
Same
the
stamina
combat
system still too?
in Dying Light 2 into the way it's more
guess what
tactical,
isn't
the way it's
right.
more giving you more satisfaction in certain bits, certain moments. So the weapon crafting fill the gap, and it creates a lot of emergent situations that create the satisfaction moments. Yeah, it will be more complicated and more complex, so I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Very cool, very cool. One of the things that I really like about, or I like about video games in general, is the difficulty. In the beginning, when I first started the first game, it was just run. Run, run, run. Is that, can you speak to like the gameplay arc with this? Because it seems like he might start out like a badass, but am I wrong about that?
I can't tell you too much about that.
Okay.
The thing is that Aiden Caldwell is entering the city at the beginning of the game, almost at the beginning of the game. So he's not from the very beginning in the city, and he's not infected from the very beginning. So it probably covers some of the answers.
Okay, okay. Like I said, totally fine if you can't say stuff, but I have to ask these questions. Yeah. The hard-hitting, journalistic questions. Co-op? Question mark?
There will be co-op. So you can play entire campaign, entire story from the beginning till the very end with your friends. It's up to 4-player co-op like in the first game. Some of the new elements will be introduced very soon about the co-op and about the multiplayer elements of the game, but right now it's confirmation that the co-op is there.
Can I ask a couple questions about, you know, when you dropped a lot of the information around this sort of the city that is living and based off of your decisions, then, you know, the peacekeepers.
It wasn't special. It was
like
fun.
they could react differently to you,
Playing with
what's
friends is
happening,
fucking
or
fun.
saving a citizen, etc. I'm
Dying
curious if you can talk at all about how this new character Aiden now, and what arguably has to be an interesting thing within this world to be infected,
really play it. I
and
tried.
keeping that a secret, etc. Is that also going to be playing into like some of the decisions and how people or different organizations might be reacting to me in the game?
Yeah, it plays a pretty big role. One of the big pushes with Dying Light 2 was to sort of like really focus on choice and consequences, and like, you know, working on like RPG games in the past, it's really easy to do that with like human interaction.
Right.
But what's really impressed me about Dying Light 2 is the sheer amount of environmental reactivity that may occur as a result of your actions in the game. And really, when I saw the first few examples of it, I'm like, Adrian, you gotta be.
Where's the set?
He's like, no, wait, watch this. It's really empowering for a player.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they would earn so much if they took like
gaming journalists plays and I play and we start talking about it, it's like, no, wait a second, that didn't happen.
Why am I not
surprised?
surprised?
I made these decisions, and to me as a player, that is also interesting because I tend to be a good player on the side of like maybe chaotic good, but more good. And when you get put up with those even more difficult decisions and you don't know what effect that will have, like on the ripples on the world, that's super exciting.
Yeah. One of the big goals is actually how the players sort of like discuss their experiences and how their gameplay has been different in each playthrough.
Movement is just
and then
like
share it
Apex.
online and talk with each other and share their experiences. That was also a big
it's
part
pretty
of it.
much the same
And
as
when you talk,
Dying
like
Light
you
1.
actually mentioned
Nothing
each
new.
playthrough, can you talk about like the replayability factor?
Yeah, you can finish the game without seeing 50% of the
Feels
content.
kind of
even.
floaty.
So
Really?
when you play again,
Speedrunners, are you
Maybe
like?
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
I think it's because there's no
so the cool
sound. I
thing
think
is
if you
like
hear
when
the
you
sound,
play
it's
again,
fine.
you know the
Maybe.
consequences
Maybe.
based on your previous choices. So now you can turn left, turn right, and play differently, and the world
It
will look
reminds me of
different.
Mirror's
So
Edge, but Mirror's Edge was
super
more
exciting motivation for
More
playing this game.
nice.
Again,
Something new
especially
in
if
this game.
this is the action game, and a lot of choices have the tremendous influence into the game world. So the scale of the consequences is super high. Sometimes it's really like from movies, like disaster movies with 2012 or something like that.
Like apocalyptic.
I like this.
choices.
I like the sound
So
of
if
this.
you play it differently, you're gonna see different things.
I'll
So
watch it in stream,
it's
check it
very much
tomorrow.
connected
Not
with
today.
Dying Light.
Will
DNA.
we as players know the weight as we're making some of these decisions, or?
Yeah, actually, the way the choices are framed, it's always fair to the player to let them know what the stakes are. But then
Sometimes,
we
I guess.
Oh, so is story a big
but then,
part of
like,
this
we
game?
dump a crap load of pressure on the player at the moment when they make the decision. So you know what the stakes are. You've got limited
I
time
think
to
stories.
decide.
In the first game, it was
and
more just kind of
There
there.
are pluses and minuses.
It was
to each
fun when
one,
it was
we
there,
want
but you don't
players to
really
be able to
seek it
make
out.
those difficult
Sure.
decisions, and then also be like
It was
see
just,
the results
you
of
just
those in
can't
the
do
game.
whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Kill
but the
zombies,
thing is that
parkour here and
we
there.
were working a lot on those choices to make sure that we won't lose the the DNA of Dying Light 1. And it's for sure the action game. So this thinking aspect, what to pick, the A or B or C or D, it's not like in strategical game where you really need to think a lot. To think, oh, should I go left or should I go right? So it's much more like the action. So there's the time is there, like it limits you, but it's like you feel that you need to go A or B, and there's no point to go B for the player. So it's not like, you know, the strategical choice. Yeah. So we mostly focus on consequence rather than choice. Yeah.
Well, I'm super happy to hear you say that because I've played a lot of like adventure games, action games, or whatever with a story, and it's always so frustrating when choices don't matter, you know. And I'm glad to hear you say like, shit will change if you make like these choices. I love that.
Dying Light 2, shit will change.
They're not good at explaining their game. They're also not good at hyping their game.
I'm not listening even.
Yeah, exactly. They're so.
All right, so
they really should have hired someone more
really
charismatic speaking
exciting
for them.
aspect of the playing the first one was the parkour. Can you tell us like any innovations, updates, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we doubled the move of the parkour moves, so that's the one thing. So it's much more fluid when you just exploring to the city. We introduced last year the.
I'm sorry. When you say double the move, what do you mean by that? Like
the
speed
animations when you interact with environment.
Okay.
And we introduced last year something called the parkour puzzles. So there are certain puzzles, you know, where you really need to look at your stamina and measure it, find the road, find the place that you want to rest.
I love that.
And there's a lot of those kind of things. And
gameplay looks
in the
lame.
Demo we've created for the show. We also introduced
playing
something
on
like
console, though.
your avatar. So it's not only about skills that you can unlock for having new moves or be more efficient in moving. You also have some tools.
Wait,
yeah? So you
is that Berlin?
your avatar, you have your tools on your body. You have a new grappling hook, which
I've
is
already been
really
streaming for
great.
like 12 hours almost.
That was one of the questions. Like, ask him about the grappling hook.
Yeah, it's not just for moving through the city. It could be used in a
Looked like
combat in
Berlin.
any different cases. Yeah.
Now, you said something about the parkour puzzles. You said the equipment can help you out. Are there things you'll see and not be able to do yet because you don't have the proper equipment for it, or?
Yes and no. It's like
they ask
it's like there's
terrible
no
questions
such a
with
thing
this.
like one optimal path, one path. You know, if you're not prepared, there are other ways to get into the place. Of course, in certain situations, you might find the obstacle that is not okay for you at this
think
moment.
I'll play
so you
this
need to
game.
level
I
up
mean,
your
it should be
character and
fun.
find new gear or
Going
find,
for the campaign with a group
consumables
of friends.
that can boost you for a moment.
But yeah,
eventually.
these
So there are
guys,
a lot of ways to proceed. Not
they are
just
not hyping up the
to
game
simple leveling
properly.
up, yeah.
And he's not asking the right questions. They're not giving the right answers.
Whatever. But
they also don't have the
we
voice
got
for it.
to go, but before we go, when can we play this?
It's
That guy has almost same as my view.
2020, okay.
Which one?
I like your dramatic pause.
The long one.
2021. Okay, good. Not 2021. Okay, excellent.
It's the guy who made Castlevania Symphony of the
Thank you
Night.
guys very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Don't go away. We got lots more content coming to you right here. E3 on Twitch. Stick around.
Yeah, they needed someone to
Think you can't
speak
get a
for them.
last-second clutch?
Yeah.
Watch
Not
this.
these guys.
Think he can't
I
carry his team
agree.
while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game?
Thank you,
Watch
Vito, for the
this.
14.
On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core
I'm not
i7.
playing Bloodstained, man. Okay, it's not my type. What's next? Community check-in. Anything? Oh, I saw the Elder Worlds. Isn't that the new Obsidian game?
Wait, where are we?
What the sword? On the way top left. Dying Light 2.
I was so fast. Oh, I was so fast. Mouse ads. Why do they have ads?
Oh,
I've seen the Cyberpunk trailer, yeah. It looks good. Wait, how long do we wait? Local time 12:03. Fuck, why does it click so fast?
Oh.
What is community check-in?
I don't know. We're late! It's time for community check-in, we're 3 minutes late!
Oh my god! Do the check-in with the community! I can't
more
wait
hour
for the Madden sequel.
I'm a huge fan of the
We are
Metroidvania games,
here
yeah.
at Twitch chatting with iCasper, talking
Oh,
about
it's
things
time.
E3.
Tell us
Her
about your
hair
E3
color is so
experience
pretty.
so far.
Oh, it's been great. I mean,
So
it's
anime,
day zero,
actually.
technically day 2 for the broadcast,
like
but it's been so much fun already.
silver.
We had,
Gray, white.
conferences
No, more
yesterday, the Xbox
grayish.
E3, as well as Devolver Digital.
But
that one was.
it's
They're always the weirdest
shiny.
one, but it's
Shiny
always
gray.
the best one to watch, and I got to see it live, so it was actually a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I wasn't able to be there.
Oh no, it was fantastic. They had like this immersive, interactive art area, so we got to see the exhibit as
Inspector
well.
Gadget in the
Lots of
background?
creepy things, very
It is.
Devolver-esque.
It is.
And
Yeah,
just
have
the
a
show
great
was really
time.
amazing.
Is
So
that guy
it was a lot of fun, and then they were
jerking off in
celebrating
the
their
back
10-year
there?
anniversary, so they had a birthday party
On the
after.
top left.
There was
You see
hugs
that
and
shit,
tears
dude?
and just
He's
crying
doing
and
long strokes, man. Look at that. Oh, yes. He's
yes.
packing 20 centimeters at least.
Something that immersive and memorable is exactly what we expect
Oh,
from
we
Devolver
got
anyway.
cockcolded.
Oh, for sure. Like they
A
get
bunch
to,
of
they were the cast
girls.
for all the conferences last year, and everyone's like, "What the heck is this?" But it's a good what the heck. So
Exactly.
they enjoy it, they embrace it, and it's just gonna get better every year.
So tell us a
What
little
are we
bit
talking
about
about?
what you were up to today. What have
No
you
idea.
seen so far?
So I just came from the PC gaming show. I just ran over.
Who is
It's
this
so
again?
far. It's like a block. But
I think it's a random
and,
guy.
Frankie, they did an absolutely amazing
Yeah.
job hosting. Lots of great games. Shenmue 3, which has been anticipated forever. It looks fantastic. We got a little bit of gameplay
Community
footage.
chicken
Cannot wait
right
to see more.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
so
he
tell us a
crouching
little bit about
behind
what
the
you
desk?
saw. Were there any games that you
Yes.
didn't know you were going to feel
He's
hyped
finishing.
for that surprised you?
He's trying to hide.
He
has to crouch to
I didn't
finish.
even know existed until about a week ago.
He's actually looking at us.
I avoid spoilers.
trying to
I
hide.
avoid information. I just like showing up to E3.
He's not doing a good
kinda
job.
Like that touristy.
No,
Oh,
he's
I don't
not.
know what's happening here, and then I walk in, and it just surprises me. So, Baldur's Gate 3 was actually really hyped to find out more about. Of course, there's other games out there as well that were announced. Some of the leaks, like Cyberpunk 2077 yesterday.
Yes.
With Keanu Reeves, he's everywhere now.
Can we just talk about how phenomenal it is that he's popping up everywhere and then he shows up for this cyberpunk stuff? Because what a surprise and what a phenomenal reaction from everyone.
Oh, I love when information doesn't leak out there because let's be honest, it sneaks out sometimes on purpose, sometimes not. But I don't think anyone knew about Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk. He shows up. I remember watching Ammunition and her reaction. It was on the Twitch Twitter as well. And she's just like, oh my goodness, what is this? I'm freaking out. And is great. And it was just, I think that captured everyone, similar to the hype man at Bethesda at the conference that some people liked. I loved him. Some
Yeah.
people,
I didn't think
maybe a little bit.
there were parts of
down
E3
like
I could
7.
like less than the
Yeah, honestly,
2023
it's
release
great
date games.
seeing- I didn't think people could get more hyped for Cyberpunk, and Keanu just blew that out of the water.
I mean, this
Oh,
part,
for sure. It's probably one of the most anticipated games for sure coming into E3.
Part's okay. It's a
But with
beautiful
all the
world,
other
really.
announcements, Borderlands 3, of
I'm
course,
gonna
that
follow
had hype over the
through.
past couple months. And again,
There's
Shenmue 3,
Ubisoft,
like they've got a
man.
huge fan base, and watching them at the PC gaming show just now, everyone was ecstatic. You couldn't hear it on the live stream that well, but there were some people freaking out. I had one person sitting in front of me.
Are
who
they
was
just
like, "Oh my
talking
goodness,
about
I'm
E3?
yelling at the top of
think
my
so.
lungs." It was fantastic.
I love that. I love
thought
seeing
time
people
was
so
really
wholeheartedly
expensive at E3.
excited to be here and be
I'm here
present
to watch
for these
E3.
announcements.
Right, especially
No,
for some
no,
of the
I thought it was
conferences,
really
because conferences
expensive
are
for
usually
E3 per
developer-
time slot. That you could just,
publisher
have companies
influencers that
pay
are
a
in
shit ton of
attendance,
money
but
for it.
There's
Yeah,
gamers
15
there
minutes.
now. The PC gaming
Yeah,
show,
but this is
especially the entire
E3
top area was
themselves, I
just
guess.
gamers. This person that was
Doing
sitting in front of me,
commercial
I'm not sure he
for
could be a
E3?
streamer. If so, twitch.tv/whatever your name is. There's your shout out. But it's so pure, it's so wholesome, and they
probably
really,
setting
it's
up
almost
stuff?
like talking to Twitch chat.
I don't
and
think
they're
so.
just sitting
Don't they have?
there, and they're
Isn't it
hyped
usually
as
like
well.
multiple
It's magical to see a
rooms
Twitch
they have?
person.
And they go
just
room
in-
by
Yeah,
room?
yeah, multiple
So we've
scenes.
heard what Casper
Yeah,
likes,
that-
but Twitch chat, we want to hear from you. We will have a poll showing up.
I
as an
think Twitch
extension that you
paid
can
a lot
vote
for
on,
this.
asking which stands out to you the most from the PC gaming show. A, Shenmue 3, B, Maneater,
Oh shit, that
C,
girl is shaking.
Baldur's Gate 3, or D, Genesis Noir.
Huh?
Maneater
That
and
girl is
Genesis
shaking.
Noir I actually didn't get to see too much of. I was
Look at their
I'm not gonna
hands.
lie, I was in the bathroom.
I didn't see.
Okay, so eliminating those two for you personally.
Eliminating those two, Shenmue
She
3
literally has
definitely
anime
just,
hair.
the
You
hype
see that
around
shit?
the entire franchise over the past however many years it's been around now.
Thank you,
That's
Ran, for
one
the
piece
16.
that
I'll stay up
definitely
for
got the
another
biggest
couple hours at
uproar
least.
from the community,
Disagree.
just in person.
This
So,
girl looked like
definitely between
the
those two, I'm not
actor
sure
from
Twitch chat,
Sabrina.
of course, they didn't put Borderlands 3
Oh,
on
she
there,
does,
but we all know
actually,
they're
yeah,
good
you're
for
right.
that. So
A little
E,
bit.
all the above, or none of the above,
What
I
is
should say.
Sabrina?
But
Sabrina, the
definitely Shenmue
Teenage
3 for
Witch.
me.
There's a
What
Netflix
about you,
series.
Nick?
Oh, I
That's
know.
an excellent excellent question. Honestly, I have to say, I was surprised that you said. I was surprised to hear that you didn't
What is that? Oh, the
hear of
old.
Baldur's Gate before this, because that would have been my
Wait.
personal vote.
Well, I'm not actually a gamer. I just sit here with a microphone looking pretty. But no, Baldur's Gate 3, like it's a magical experience. Any video game. It was also
what was
Chivalry
after this?
2, which isn't on the list. I'm just saying they called us out at the very start. They said half the people play it drunk. I'm not that type of person. I just like chopping heads off. So.
Well, there are so many great titles to choose from. It is hard to narrow it down even just to these 4. But with 59% of the vote, it looks like Baldur's Gate 3 is chat's choice.
All right, chat. Well, you don't have to follow me.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand.
Speaking of which, speaking of following Casper, can you talk a little bit about your channel and where we can find you on the internet?
Sure. Twitch.tv/iCasper. It's the hardest branding in the world because there's an I and then a K and then 2 R's. You'll see it on screen, I'm sure. But I stream every single night. I'm all about indies and roguelikes. So Devolver Digital's my boys and girls and ladies.
Wait, I can check his Twitch for you.
Of course, I do RPGs as well.
Oops,
so
I
Tales of
accidentally
Arise just got
followed
announced
him.
as
Like,
well.
Fuck,
And
me
the
too.
beautiful franchise.
I was
The
fucking
art
Jim-bait.
is
That was the
phenomenal.
biggest
It looks
Jim-bait
like
I've ever
he
seen.
got you, dude.
And the graphics is just
I am
insane.
followed just for that.
Insane.
Well, I'm so happy that there's so much for you to look forward to. Thank you so much
I want
for
to
joining
see
us
his
today.
site, not follow him.
And definitely check out
Fucking
iCasper
debated,
on Twitter,
Let's
Twitch,
see,
Instagram, all that great stuff.
MySpace
Not that
as
big.
well. I'm on there. I used to have a band. So.
We are going to be checking out the show floor with our special Twitch correspondent. Thanks so much for joining us.
What?
Community check-in. I need to remember to avoid this in the future and plan something else to do.
Impossible.
Hey guys,
The fuck, John Wick?
and we are at E3 on Twitch. We just finished the Microsoft
Omino Kaiju.
and I'm here with
That's racist.
Hello
What
there.
do you
How are
mean,
you
what?
today? Thank you for joining us.
I am doing very well. This is my very first time at E3.
Okay.
And it's also my very first time experiencing a
Why
Bethesda
do I
game, and
hear
it was amazing.
her voice
It's quite an
on the
experience.
left?
I mean, we are standing right now on the stage.
I hear both of
with
their
Phil
voices
Spencer.
on the
I mean,
left.
There's a star right here somewhere. Standing right here on the stage where we delivered this amazing news. We had about an hour and a half of hardware news, software news. We had games,
I didn't
check
switch
it
to
out. I brought
monitor.
it with me. The brand new Elite control. This is Series 2. So
Is that new?
Oh, she's so surprised. She's like, oh my god.
Wow.
My new controller.
to get experience with it.
It just looks like the last one.
Whoa, Elite controller.
Wow. What are the exclusive?
What the fuck? That's insane.
Wow.
There's even buttons on the back. That's fucking crazy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the battery's rechargeable, dude.
It's got 3 positions. You know, you can
3 positions, dude.
There's a lot to love about this. Plus, you can choose your own sticks.
Oh, really?
Pull one off. Try it.
I'm gonna buy 5 right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love big sticks.
No, not that one. Oh. Ah, there you go. See, we have all these great sticks. You can decide how you want to play.
Yikes.
And then using rare earth magnets, you can pop them in and out.
What?
you have talls, shorts, different D-pads, however you want.
Actually looks like a good controller. No joke.
I'm sure it actually is.
Super cool.
I like Xbox controllers. I always like them.
What? PlayStation 1 is way better.
You can save, for instance, I know you play a lot
What?
of so we're talking about that.
PlayStation 1 is way better.
PlayStation
always was way better.
No, Xbox is better.
It depends.
Yeah.
Think I say this
Thank you,
because
Zodi.
I don't like.
Squeeze it, boom, ping, done.
No, Xbox controllers were the best.
It gets me wins, I'm telling you.
Alright, can you tell us about Project Spark?
Anyway, this is the worst ad I've ever fucking seen. How did they fuck up the audio? Why is the music like some 80s Cells video? Like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? It's a controller ad.
Just follow Umino
For all the
Kaiju.
gamers and viewers out there, can you tell us what
Do
you
it,
should be looking
pussy.
forward to with this new
Fucking
console?
follower.
Hardware is?
Do it. You follow, I follow too.
We have said it's going to be more. It's going to be our most powerful console we've ever made. So this is going
Side
to
of
be
the Cyberpunk?
tremendous,
Yes.
tremendous console. We're working on increasing.
Problem with
Music.
Cyberpunk 2077 is that the game is probably gonna come out in 2077.
Isn't it like in 2020 again?
I hope so.
Yeah, they said early 2020.
Diablo's controller event. It's available pre-order today.
I mean, I think there's so much games gonna be released at the same time.
What about the new console? Do we know when that's going to
Probably.
We have not announced the date or any other details, just what you saw in the briefing today, so we just want to get people excited about it.
I'm excited. I'm really, really honored to have you. Thank you so much.
What the fuck is wrong with the audio, man?
Yeah, it's so
You know,
bad.
they have more crowd than Paris Major.
Thinks she can't get a
Oh,
last second
normal
clutch?
audio. God
Watch this.
bless you.
Think he
Clutch.
can't carry his team while streaming an
God
highlight
mode.
All while
Fucking
recording a
ad
once
again,
in a
dude.
lifetime win. Watch this.
I fucking hate
Think
that.
leveling up
This.
only
Yeah.
happens in-game?
Oh
Watch
my
this.
god.
On
Watch
Intel Core
this.
i7, they'll rise to every challenge.
They should
Now
put me in
it's
that
your
video.
turn.
Rise to
Game,
every
record,
challenge.
Stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Will you be in the video thing as they ask you to be?
No. What's next? Creature
Oh.
in the Well. That sounds like a horror game. Isn't it?
Creature in the Well.
Creature in the Well. Sounds like you're gonna die 7 days after watching some video. Fucking hell, dude.
Don't watch that movie, dude. You're gonna get a phone call.
Oh, that's fucking Ubisoft, man.
There's Square Enix later tonight, too.
We're in Ubisoft. Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
What the fuck is this?
Bravo, yeah.
Ah. Is this Creature in the Well?
Probably.
What the fuck?
What is this? A guy running with a sword?
A puzzle game?
I don't know. Ping pong.
Actually, not bad. What the
Do you hear
fuck?
that there's music, kind of? With the...
With the in-game noises, yeah.
Yeah.
They're synced.
Advanced paintball.
I like
That'd be
these kind of
cool.
trailers. They show gameplay. It's kind of funky. It's weird.
How old will you be in 2077, Mr. Singh?
I will be very old.
This year.
Welcome back, everybody.
This
Saw
summer.
the trailer, teaser, whatever you want to call it, for Creature in the Well. I am joined on stage by my homie, my ace, Okadrian.
What's up, homie?
And also, more importantly, most importantly,
What's up, homie?
Adam from Flight
That
School Studios.
outfit, though.
Excellent. How you doing, man? I'm doing
What?
Excellent. How many times
What's up, homie?
talked about this game already?
Hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times, man. We were talking about that, like, you've
I'm
been
not
working on
gonna
this game for
acknowledge
a
that
little
comment.
bit.
Yes.
And now it's coming out, man. Tell us about it.
I'm super excited to tell you about it, actually.
I told him, I was like, how excited are you to
Yeah,
talk about your game?
you've been working on it. You work on something for so long, and you keep it a secret, and you love it, but you're not sure anyone else is gonna love it. And when you can finally tell people about it, it's a good feeling.
Why is he looking at
That
his
sounds like my
shoes?
dad
What the
describing
fuck?
my birth. It's like, I don't know. I'm gonna tell people
That's a lot
about
of pressure to put on me.
Yeah.
Strange.
What the
So
fuck?
the game, Creature in the Well, it is a hack and slash pinball game, a pin brawler,
Pinball.
a mashup of
pin
genres. That is
brawler.
not
Why
my
did they have
idea,
to
but
say it like
definitely-
that?
It's really so good. I can't. I had
If it's out on Switch, I might play.
Yeah, it's a
Do
dungeon
you
game,
you
like
have
a
Switch?
top-down sort of
Yeah.
game that's something you might have played like a Zelda or a Hyperlight, or you were bringing up Fury.
Yeah,
and
Fury
then we instead of like,
Come on, it's
you know,
nothing like
violence and killing
Fury.
and other stuff,
No one's
we
gonna
just put
reach that
pinball in it.
level.
Okay.
Breakout, things
Now,
like that.
Does it control
It
like
did
a
give
like
me
a
that
twin
feeling
stick,
that it was
or-
Fury.
No, so it controls like
No.
a sort of a regular
No.
top-down action-adventure game. You've got two weapons,
No, look.
and the job
The
of each of
camera,
them is to do
the
different
art
things
style is
to the
kinda
ball.
similar.
So one
way the
is
camera
to
follows
charge
is
the
kinda
ball
similar.
and like give it more power, and then the other one shoots
No.
it at the puzzles that are in
Looks
each
like
room.
Bamboo's type
So
of
the
game.
player gains currency.
It's puzzle
charging
game.
up these bumpers, and then the currency they use to upgrade their weapons, explore the dungeon, literally open the
think it's
doors,
both.
and power the facility that you're inside of.
That's so smart. I love it.
Yeah, it's just looping it all in.
So, like, is there like a
No,
story
it's a
explanation
puzzle game,
for
alright.
like why it looks like pinball, or you just don't even like bother explaining that, which is totally fine.
There's not.
I like that. Better. I like
He's
that.
brute forcing the puzzle, dude. I can't take
Let me tell you the story of the game.
It's
Maybe-
fucking brute
maybe I
forcing
could
it.
pull
He's
something
even
out
missing.
that answers
Gaming
that question.
journalist, man.
You are a ancient robot and you are inside of a weather facility that you built hundreds of years ago.
Weather facility?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So that's why every room has kind of got these mechanical circuit boards, like kind of like you zoomed into a computer, and like you're a little flea running around like a motherboard or something. What you're doing is literally powering it back up. It's been dormant, and you're not sure why. And there's this creature who lives in it now.
10K.
And you're not sure what he's done to break the machine.
10K electricity.
Hence the name.
Charge it, you fool.
Now, is the whole facility called The Well?
No, actually, the well is literally about the well that's in town.
Okay.
So
It looks
not
okay.
in the footage or in the trailer, but like there's
I like
a
it as
town,
actual
RPG
gameplay.
town you go to, and the creature lives in the well and has been used to sort of like coercing the people of town to his whim. They throw money into the well and they wish upon him, and sometimes he grants their wishes and sometimes he doesn't.
Explained in the game as well?
Yeah, so the creature talks to you when you go up to the well. He knows who you are. And he's not sure how much of this history he's going to divulge to you about your relationship and what the machine is, because he doesn't want you in there. He doesn't want you fixing it. He's got his reasons.
Well,
I won't spoil him.
Like bad guys always have their reasons.
Some thought out story behind it.
Absolutely. Now, there's a couple of things that are really stand out about it. I love indie games that do stuff like this. The art style. Can you talk to us a little bit how that came about, or who's doing it and stuff like that?
Yeah, so
I feel like he's just
the
spamming
principal
attack
artist
and
on
that's
the
it.
project. The team is there's only 2 of us.
Oh yeah, I didn't even ask you what you do. Like, what's your title?
I'm just a fan. I'm just here actually. This game looks cool.
The dude, I'm here for my time.
He's on the easy levels.
I'm like the art director. I did a lot of the writing, a lot of the design, all the layout, texturing, modeling, that sort of stuff. Bowden, who's the other half of the project, is engineering. And then, of course, because the team's so small, we do a lot of overlap. But the art style's mine. It's inspired super heavily by one of my favorite comic book creators. His name is Mike Mignola.
Still just spamming attack.
Man.
Cool.
Dude, I've interviewed him once.
You did?
He's really cool. I used to do Comic-Cons and stuff like that kind of stuff. It was awesome. It was like, dude, we'll nerd out about that backstage. We want to talk about your game,
so
though.
cool. Okay, yeah, right.
Right.
So
You couldn't
obviously
spam fast
Hellboy, goes to like some of the coolest, darkest, spookiest places all over like Eastern Europe and stuff. And the way that Mr. Mignola draws those like dark, inky black spaces.
Right,
So pretty,
looks so easy.
Of a mountain because we're inside of this
Well, it's
ancient
the first
facility, and
full
we got
level,
a
so
antagonist who is
I'm assuming
hidden in
it
the
gets
darkness.
much harder later.
I was trying to pull a lot of inspiration from.
Yeah, there's been 0 puzzles so far. It's basically just hit targets
Man,
and
I
that's
gotta
it.
Stop saying excellent. I say that way too much.
That's cool.
It's like
That's
my
great-
go-to.
it's a
It's
good
like
word.
awesome.
Excellent.
Excellent. I say that way too much.
But it's only the
Anyway,
first 3 levels, so.
Yeah, of course.
Now,
But still.
how like I see like there's like
not a good
like it's a
thing to
money system, like,
showcase,
with the
I'd say.
lightning bolts or something like that. Is that like a currency or is that like a
correct?
How does that work?
So it's an energy
At this part, I'd
that
start
you use as the
getting
currency
bored.
of the game. So like as you power up the machine, every bumper that you hit it with a ball gives you a little bit of currency. The player has some rooms where they grind to like earn enough to open a door, and then the dungeons branch. So players have to decide like, okay, this door's pretty expensive. I'm going to spend some money on this cheap money.
now I have to do it
energy
fast.
on this cheaper one, and then find
Well,
some hidden items,
fast.
some secret other
3
items, get
seconds
some more
time for
currency
each.
that way. You also go
Don't
back
fill,
to
don't
town.
for your 3 seconds,
Oh
you
my
fucking.
God!
You know, and she helps you upgrade your core so that you're more powerful.
Okay.
So like you spend that currency a
So
number of ways in the
bad.
game.
Can you revisit those dungeons later on if you want to?
No! Not twice!
You can.
Awesome.
And there are secrets in them. And so
Wait,
like,
he
this is
still
a great
made it?
example,
Oh!
actually. So like this is a challenge hidden in one of the dungeons, and when you complete it, you open a secret path. That secret path leads to a
I
brand
don't
new
get
weapon
it.
for you. And
How
each
did they
weapon,
make
like,
it? They
has
only did
different
one pass
abilities. So like this one
Dual blades.
draws like a
Oh,
reticle in
sick.
front of you, like
Anime
a red
time.
sight line to tell you exactly where you're aiming the ball.
Right on.
But that sword
Now,
seems so good though.
Kirito.
Compared
These
to
dungeons
the other
are all
ones.
laid out, right? This isn't like procedurally generated or anything
hand.
like that. It's all like made by
I
hand.
handcrafted it myself.
Excellent.
And Bo did a lot of it too.
Excellent. Again, see, hear me? Anyway.
It is excellent.
Bam. Smash button.
I love a good indie game with sound design. Tell me about your sounds, because I watched the trailer. First time I watched it, I didn't watch it with audio. This time I watched it, and I went, "This is gonna play
Especially in
a
the
big
setup.
part." Yeah.
Yeah. So sound does play a huge part of the game. All the bumpers, like it's just really fun getting into architecting like how much bells and like metal gizmos we wanted from pinball sounds and how much electricity we wanted, because it's like the currency of the game. It's part of where, you know, like what the player's earning throughout the game. And so that was just really fun building those sounds with the ball and like the different weapons and the way the pipe sounds when you hit the. My favorite.
Oh, there's even like a
favorite
little
sound effect. I'm
aiming
so glad
thingy.
you asked me about this.
Yeah.
He has like an orange line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been that.
Shut up. At the end of the trailer, when you see the title,
is
you hear the
kinda
creatures like scream,
harder.
moany sound.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
That is actually a bow from a violin being dragged across a cactus.
I love behind
They're
the
not
scenes
very
stories.
fast with you.
I love it.
It was actually our sound effects guy. He's like, "You'll never believe this."
I hope they show something that's difficult in the game.
And so he did, and it is.
It also looks like he pretty much has
all the
infinite
creatures
HP.
Sort of screaming sounds are this like hollow, cactusy.
I saw him lose HP before, but somehow gone up again.
Never heard a sound described
Looks like
as
it goes up every time it finishes
and
a
then they
level.
pitched it down, and it's just so perfect because it feels.
Whenever he
like,
hits something, he heals, I
it
think.
sounds like an animal, but it's not.
This looks kind of
Yeah,
nice,
that's
actually.
So good. That's
Yeah.
what I got right there as far as like fury in the movement.
Sure.
A little bit part bullet hell, but also paying attention to the bottom part of the screen right there and what's happening right there.
Yeah.
I love that mechanic because we just came from a tutorial area. We're
I
introduced
don't like
to
that
idea
the
of
screen
how to play the
shakes.
game, and then, what was this, 2
Wrap
minutes
it up.
later? We're
Yeah.
right into the heart right there, the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, this is like one of the boss fights. So they're like multi-tiered.
Look at the damage he takes, it's like nothing.
And we definitely spiked the difficulty to challenge players.
Maybe he's
I was
playing
gonna ask
easy
about
mode or
that.
something?
Yeah, I think gaming
Because
journalist
the game
mode.
kind of looks like you can just knock the ball around and then walk away.